Good morning, everybody. This is Coach Tara Woodruff, the Helpful Entrepreneur, coming to you out of Holiday, Florida. And today we're going to talk about dreamscaping. Stay tuned. Well, yesterday I was doing a training in my apprenticeship number 3, and it's all about dreamscaping. And it's Mark Hoverson speaking to a group of people at a corporation discussing this. And now, I've always been very interested in the law of attraction, of course. Always kind of done a lot of dreaming, vision boarding, and writing things out. But dreamscaping, there's always been something that's been kind of stopping me. You know what I'm saying? Just always been stopping me. I can really dream big. And then I hear this little voice in my head that says, well, you should probably dream about things that are reachable. This way you don't get disappointed along the way. Well, that kind of goes against everything I've ever said, because I believe that the key to happiness is your ability to reset your level of expectation, right? So if you dream about owning a 77,000 square foot house on a 250 acre estate, and you end up on a tenth of an acre with a 900 square foot house, but you have to be able to reset your level of expectation, understand that you're on your journey towards that. You know, that there's steps that you take to go towards that. So I want to talk about dreamscaping, and I want to encourage you all to do this as well. Take a minute, first of all, and I want you to just take a deep breath and allow yourself to be your inner child. Allow yourself to totally and fully be your inner child without any predisposed opinions about anything, and just let yourself dream. You know, like Stella, right now she's watching Dora the Explorer, and she's dreaming, she's going, and she's thinking about the craziest, most awesome things right now without any restrictions of reality. Okay? So, right now I want you to sit down and put yourself, feel yourself become wonder-like and childlike. Okay? Then I want you to think about, the first thing I want you to think about is if you were to be someone that went and got spa treatments done. And if you were, or if that would be something that you would like, how often would you go, and what treatments would you get? For instance, I would go once a week, but I would have different treatments done throughout the month. So once a month I would get a facial. Once a week I would have a full body massage. I would have a pedicure and a manicure every single week. I would have, what else would I do? I would probably do quarterly, I would do acupuncture, deep tissue massage, hair treatments, things like that. So I allow myself to realize that part of something that I want in life is expensive. It's expensive. It's lavish. It's exciting. And you know what? It's okay to want that. So think about, if you were to go to, even if you want to think small, you go right ahead. I'll let you do that. I'm not going to beat you up, because I'm not going to be like that voice in your head that says, no, you have to think this way. If you want to think small, you could think about maybe you would go once a month to get your hair done. Make sure you had a perfect trim and a nice conditioning treatment and touch up on your color. Or do you want to take it the next level? Would you really rather go once a week and have a deep conditioning treatment and your stylist is on top of your roots and always knows when it's time and you never miss a beat and your hair is always perfect? Would you want to get your facial done once, a microdermabrasion every quarter and a regular facial every month? Do you want a massage once a week? Would that be awesome? Would you love a pedicure every week? Think about it. If you're a man, think about, would you like professional shave? Would you like to go to a gentleman's barber and get a professional straight edge shave with some sort of mask on your face? Wouldn't that be amazing? Think about it. I know men that get manicures. They just want their nails to look nice and neat. They do it because it feels good. And they like the aesthetics of having nice, neat, shiny fingernails. I'm not talking about nail polish. I'm talking about buffing. So think about that. Think about that right now and take a deep breath. And think about what you'd want to do if you were to enjoy spa treatments. Think about how often and which treatments they would be. Okay? Second thing, This is a dangerous subject for some of y'all, and some of you are going to be like, I would never do none of that. But I want you to imagine right now, within reasonable safety, and completely without compromising your health, if there was some sort of cosmetic procedure that you would do, if it was completely safe and it did exactly what you wanted and everything was wonderful, what would you go and do right now? Would you get your crow's feet taken care of? Would you do some Botox? Would you do a mini facelift and just get your basic, just get the little bit wider eye, Would you do, look at this tiny lip. Would you plump your lips? Would you do laser hair removal? Would you do liposuction? Would you do a tummy tuck? Would you do a breast augmentation or a breast lift? Would you do... what else is there? I don't even know. I'll tell you what I would do. I would definitely probably do some chemical peels. I'm not sure what else. I'm not in love with getting old real fast, so I'm sure that somewhere in my life I will be seeing something happen. I don't know about a full facial. That kind of scares me. I've seen it. I've watched the surgery happen. But if you could feel safe, reasonable safety, and you knew that it was going to produce the results you want, what procedures would you do? Okay? Would you get a little liposuction in your butt? Would you, think about that. I want you to think with childlikeness. If you were to go to the best plastic surgeon in the entire world and he could sculpt you exactly the way you wanted to be done, what procedures would it be, and would you do it? And I want you to think about it. Think about this. If that really gets you set back, like, oh, I love the way God made me. I love that you love the way God made you. But I want you to remember this. And we're talking about big dreaming, and we're talking about affluence. Braces. Kids that had braces when I was growing up were the kids that parents had a lot of money. It wasn't something you had insurance for. The kids that got to leave school because they had an orthodontist appointment were the lucky ones, and their parents had money. So you could distinguish between what young teenagers and what adults had money in their youth by how straight their teeth were. And bad teeth were always a sign of poverty or lack. So think about that for a minute. And you don't even think twice about sending your kids to get braces now. It doesn't even occur to you. It's something that's done. So before you knock dreaming in that way, just go ahead and let yourself think about it. I'm not talking about changing who you are. I'm talking about doing something cosmetic. Okay? So take a deep breath. Okay. Very cool. Next thing, I want you to think about 10 places that you would go on vacation, and I want you to write them down, and I want you to write down next to it what you would be doing there. I want you to add an action to it. For instance, I would love to go to Costa Rica to the Via Yoga and do yoga and surfing on the beach. So I am going to Costa Rica with a retreat for Via Yoga, and I am going to do yoga and I'm going to surf. Then I'm going to be beachfront. I would love to go to France and do the El Camino and end up in Portugal on the ocean. I would love to go to Paris and go shopping. I would love to go to the southern coast of Italy to go swimming. You ever see that water? It's crazy. It looks like you're floating in midair. It's crazy. I would love to tour all of Europe, traveling from culinary place to culinary place and trying the different dishes and eating and drinking and shopping and having fun and doing it all in really high style with black limousines and men carrying my bags from the department stores and from the boutiques. I would love to do that. I would also love to go to New Zealand just to relax. And where I want to go? I want to go around the Eagle's Nest. Okay. Big time. I want to, let me see. I want to go to Ecuador, and I want to travel the entire coastline and into the mountains. I want to experience it fully. Where else do I want to go on a cross-country trip across America in an RV, with somebody else driving. I want to just be able to walk around the RV. I don't want to drive it. This way, at dinner time, if we're driving, we can sit down and have a glass of wine and no one's getting in trouble. I I would love to see the Grand Canyon. I would love to see all that. I would absolutely love that. Now, that's for a cruise in Alaska would be pretty cool too. Those things. Think about stuff like that and think about what you would be doing at that place. You know, what would you be doing at that place? Would you go to the Philippines and help people rebuild their homes after the tsunami? And how long would you want to stay? And how much would you bring? And what would you do? And if money were no subject, would you go to Scotland to play golf? Would you go to Ireland to drink beer? Would you go to Oktoberfest in Germany? Would you go to London to go shopping? What would you do? And name 10 places right off the top of your head as fast as you can, as soon as you're done with this, or pause the video, write them down and write down the action, the reason why you'd be there outside of just sightseeing or looking at birds. Develop it. 10 places without any thought to money all across the world. What would you want to do? You got that? Now breathe. Allow yourself to feel it, guys, okay? Next, what's your business look like? How's your business going? How diversified are you? Are you the type of person that would like to have, like an office where you walk in and you walk past your employees and you see your secretary and you get set up for the day and you get behind your desk and you have the window behind you overlooking the city? Or are you the person that prefers to work one-on-one with small groups of high-paying clients? Or would you rather just go out, live on a homestead, and work off your laptop and send a couple of emails and run everything just like that? Or are you like me and want all of that? I want all of that. I want a staff in an office that I go to when I go to it. I also want to work one-on-one with high-paying clients once in a while, once a month or so. I also want to be able to be at my homestead doing 90% of my work from there. And every quarter, at least every quarter, I would like to go to a large event where I speak to thousands of people at one time. I want all of it. I don't want just one aspect of it. I want it all. I want to be the reason why people have higher than a livable wage, full-time work where they are able to get their things done and pursue their dreams because they have enough money to put aside to do so. And eventually they grow their wings and get away from me and do their own thing. This is something I want. I want all of it. But some people want just a very specific thing. In the end, I would rather be on a beach somewhere in South America on some sort of device that's not been developed yet. Because right now I'm still a purist. I'm still on a PC. But I know because of the capabilities. You can't do it on an iPad. You can't do it on a cell phone. You can't. But I know you can soon. I know it's coming so fast. I would like to be able to, do that. And then once in a while, get on a plane, go over to New York and speak in front of people and have masterminds in Tampa and just do all that stuff. That's exactly what I want. I want all of it. I want the whole kit and caboodle. I want to be diversified in real estate. I want to write a book or a few. I want to be diversified. I want that. So think about it. And just take a deep breath. Feel good? Can you see yourself? I can see myself. I can see myself in every situation. I can see myself in some linen pants rolled up to mid-calf, and a bathing suit top on it. And I'm there at the beach and I'm kicking the sand around and my device, whatever it is that has all the capabilities that a PC does, goes off and I'm like, oh, look at that. And like, oh, hangout time. And I'm just like, no, and doing a hangout right there with the ocean lapping up. And hearing the sound of the seagulls in the background and my dogs running around back and forth. I can feel it. I can smell it. I can taste it. That's what I want. Okay? Next. Think about five people that you think are absolutely amazing in business that you would like to have regular phone conversations with and that you're partnered up with certain things and you're diversified through them and they're diversified through you and you actually have, a close business relationship. You pick up the phone and you talk to these people daily, every other day, very often. 5 people in your life, not in your life right now. Well, maybe they are. Maybe you already have some of that. Don't be afraid to have that big dream that you're already experiencing. That's awesome. Who are they? Now, I can come up with a few. Number 1, Gary Vaynerchuk. I would love to have a working business relationship with Gary Vaynerchuk. Number 2, Marie Forleo, obviously. Number 3, Richard Branson would be pretty awesome. Number 4, Donald Trump. I've always respected Donald Trump. You know, I wish he would get someone to do his hair, but with all that money, that's okay, because that's how he likes it. And I wouldn't mind talking to Warren Buffett once in a while. Oprah Winfrey. These are people that I would be interested in having working relationships with. Take a deep breath. Okay. Next. What kind of people do you want for friends? And you can get crazy here. Because everybody's got their own story, but we all have the basic thing going on throughout our life. So don't think that somebody is untouchable because of some kind of station that they're in. What kind of people would you like to pick up the phone and talk to once in a while? Be your friends, you know. Head out to California to, you know, have lunch and drink some beautiful Napa wine. Think about that. Think about 5 people or 5 types of people that you think are types of people. You know, would you like to be close with a couple of celebrities so that when you go to LA that you could actually go around and meet some more celebrities and run in those circles? Would you like to be friends with intellectual scholars, you know, people that are in the hierarchy of like university studies? I've always liked that. You know, where you could listen to them and learn from them. Would you like to have high-powered business people for friends? You know, maybe you're not doing business with Warren Buffett, but you go over his house for dinner once in a while. Do you want to be friends with a lot of small entrepreneurs that are building their dreams? And you guys can work together and mastermind together and be friends and enjoy each other and go out to each other's homes wherever they are and enjoy each other and go out to dinner and go out to the play, go out to New York. You know, do you want to be friends with socialites? That's a whole nother set of celebrity. It's different than a Hollywood celebrity. Socialites are blue bloods, and would you like to be friends with them? You know, think about the different kinds of people that you can vision yourself socializing with. Take a deep breath. Okay. Next. This is going to be probably the biggest part because people need shelter. So think about what kind of home or homes you want. How many do you want? How big are they? What style of architecture are they? What countries are they in? What states are they in? Do you own a 5,000 acre ranch, you know, in Wyoming? And own a beautiful beach house in Montauk, New York with a couple of acres? Do you own a beautiful, there's so much that I could see owning. You know, a gorgeous apartment in Paris? You know, do you have a penthouse in New York so that when you go to New York, you're able to stay at your own place? You don't have to rent a hotel. That where you can go there and go to plays and art galleries and experience New York City the way it should be experienced with a doorman in a limousine. Think about that. How big is it? How many bedrooms are in it? Is there more than one structure on your property? How large is the property? Your main residence, start there and then move out. Allow yourself to have a house in every country if that's what your true dream is. Don't be shy. Okay? I drew my dream home back when I was about 21 years old. And I sat there with a board and a T-square and I drew it out. I studied as much as I could about blueprinting at least. And I drew out everything that I absolutely had to have in a home. And exactly how big I wanted every single room. And exactly everything about it was exact. And when it was all said and done, I went over it before I measured how big I made this house. I just went by room. I didn't do total square footage to start. And I looked back to see if there was anything I could eliminate or anything I needed to add. What did I have to have in my home? My primary residence. When it was said and done, guys, it was 77,000 square feet. I am not shitting you. There was no room. There was only one room bigger than 20 by 20. Only one. And that was the great room. 77,000 square feet. My primary home was. That included the basement, the first floor, the second floor, and the third floor. And there was only 3 bedrooms in it and 1 guest room. That's how humongous, when unabandoned, down with a pencil and an eraser and a T-square and an architecture board. That's what I created. I have given up on it and gone back to it and given up on it and gone back to it time and time again, because in my mind, my little brain was saying to me, oh, that's too big. That's way too big. That's too big of a house. Bullshit. It is not. So allow yourself as if you were a child and you're not worried about anything to dream about these things and think about these things and write them down. This is dreamscaping. This isn't a to-do list. This isn't something that you just need to have your mind able to open up to the possibilities of infinite abundance. And if you can do that, you can have it. And your true dream might be a small beach shack in Costa Rica with flip-flops and a couple of bathing suits and a nice surfboard. And there's nothing wrong with that either. That is wonderful. But let yourself feel it. Because if you don't feel like you could have a 77,000 square foot house as a primary resident and multiple homes all over the world, you might think that the beach shack in Costa Rica is too luxurious as well. You need to open your mind to the abundance. There is nothing you cannot have. And there's plenty for everybody. No one's going to suffer because you have something beautiful. Nobody. As a matter of fact, with your affluence, you're going to be even greater influence on people's well-being in the world. Wouldn't it be nice if you could go to a church, a local church in your neighborhood, and say, every single person in this congregation is going to have Christmas on me? You can't do it if you're making $20,000 a year, guys. You can't. So, excuse my cough, but with that being said, take the time to dreamscape today or later this evening. Or do it first thing. I would say do it late in the evening, just before bed, and then continue it in the morning. Really round yourself out. I really, really enjoyed this part of the training and I basically just shared with you completely for free because I love you. And I want you guys to be really happy, and I want you to open your mind to the abundance that it is. And I want to thank so much the Internet Lifestyle Network for adding this to a very basic training, like right away. Like, I'm very excited about the depth of what I've got with this product. I'm freaking out about it, actually. And I want to thank you, Mark Hoverson and Vincent Ortega and Clifton Hatfield, very much for putting this together and making this happen for us. If you're interested in dreamscaping with me, getting on the phone with me or doing a one-on-one with me and really sitting down and getting that dreamscaping written down and do it together, click the link below and get started today. Today's the day. And let's get it all going. I'll walk you through it all. I love you very much. This is Coach Tara Woodruff, the Helpful Entrepreneur. Thank you. Peace.